Daniel Knowles here from Network Family Wellness Center in Boulder, Colorado, and I have a tip for you on using this device properly that I'd like you to pay attention to. Because so often I see it every single day in my office, walking around town, and when you see a grocery store or anybody online, how they use their device. Predominantly when people are using one of these devices, they are looking like this, and they're looking down, shifting their structure of their spine anterior, putting pressure on their neck, on the muscles and on the nerves, and causing damage. I want you to understand what to do differently and why this is important. First of all, why is it important? Okay, to understand that. A couple reasons. Number one, this 10 to 12 pound head that you have sitting on top of your spinal structure, when you translate it forward even an inch, that creates a 6 times increase in the downwards pressure, which means that becomes like 6 bowling balls on top of your spine, positioned forward, creating downwards pressure. This is really a challenge, and you see it every single day when people do this at work in front of their computer. They do it when they're driving their car. They do it when home watching TV. They do it at the dinner table, but they really do it when they do this, and they do it for hours a day when they're texting their spine. That can create a reversal in the structure of a person's neck, and that creates more problems as that compounds into secondary concerns in a person's body. So I'd like you to understand that a little bit more, and most importantly, know what to do differently so that you can have a different experience of this for your body and not create problems. The big thing that happens is this: when a person shifts their head forward and downwards, okay, their spinal cord and connective tissue actually stretches or elongates. You have between 4 to 7 centimeters, which is almost 2 inches, in there to stretch and elongate, much like an accordion elongates. And when that happens, a few things happen to your nerves. One, most importantly, it creates nerve pressure and changes conduction of nerves. The other thing that happens is that blood vessels get stretched, and as those blood vessels get stretched, they can't oxygenate the nerves, and nerves literally die over time from lack of oxygen because that's their nourishment. The other thing that happens is a person has a change in their emotional state. Yes, their emotional state. When a person's body stretches forward like this, and just think of the body position. When someone does this like their head, do they feel energized, or do they feel tired and depressed and fatigued? And their muscles may be fatigued, and their vertebrae may feel fatigued, and they may feel it as pain and distress. But the other thing is it shifts their emotional state. They get more shift towards what's called a sympathetic state, more adrenaline, more cortisol, more stress hormones. And those stress hormones literally make them live their life as if they're living in more distress, like there's a red alert going on in their body all the time. So what happens is when they're looking at one of these devices, okay, when they're looking at one of these devices and they're looking at the information that's coming in, it literally gets tagged with a different emotional content. And so those pixels on the screen become really real, and they start to replace your real life with what's going on here as something, because something that's really important, maybe even life-threatening, or something that's really disturbing, even though it's not, just because of the position of a person's body. And then as a person lives their life in this position, their whole world seems to be in more distress. And that distress becomes something that they're bathing in. And they have more stress hormones, more adrenaline, more cortisol, more fear, and they react to their real life a lot differently. It's hard for them to access their higher brain, their higher thought, their emotion, and they tend to think more in this alert, defensive response, stressful state. And I see this all the time. In addition, then they start to develop more secondary things, musculoskeletal. They'll have things like hunching in their upper back, often called a dowager's hump or a granny's hump. And also it can create stress in the nerves that go to their arms and fingers and shoulders and thyroid. And really, that downwards pressure even affects significantly their lower back and lumbar spine. So here's the tip that you want to change. Anytime you're using this device, do your best to have it at this level, at eye level. Instead of going like this, bring it up here so you're looking at eye level at your device, and that will help significantly decrease that, especially if you're doing it for hours a day. So take 2 fingers, type on it in text this way, and while you're at it, look up our office, www.networkwellnesscenters.com, and you can check out our blog and the information we put there like this for helping you maximize your health and well-being. If you want to know if we can help your structure and your nervous system, and if that has been compromised, call us today at 303-998-1000, and we'll just simply offer you a complimentary consultation. And a complimentary consultation is really just a conversation. We'll talk to you about what's going on with you, what you might want to have less of relative to your experience of your body and your health, and what you like to have more of in terms of your health, what your healthcare goals, dreams, aspirations, what you'd like to experience would be, and we would see what procedures would be appropriate in terms of examining what's there and seeing if we can help you and if you're a candidate for care and what would be necessary to help you move forward with your health and well-being. Remember this tip. Do not do this with the position of your body when you're using your device. Hold it like this. Hold it at eye level. This will make a big difference in your experience of your life, your well-being, and your future, and add quality to your days by not living in a space where you're responding to everything as if it's life-threatening because your body's shifted into adrenaline, inflammatory, sympathetic fight-or-flight response. And we'd like to get to know you better. Contact us at www.networkwellnesscenters.com. We're in Boulder, Colorado.